Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a very unscheduled Supernatural Files. It is now 3:30 a.m. in the morning, and I think let's see what the date is today. It is Sunday, the 2nd of April, 2023. And this weekend we've not had an official Supernatural Files show. I just want to get one or two things off my chest, so I'm just coming in now, and here we go. I guess we're not going to get any viewers because it's, like I said, totally unscheduled. Let's just have a little look what we've got here. Should anybody be online, you can do that. You can give me a call, say hi, or whatever. Like I said, this is unscheduled, and it's 3:30 in the morning here in Seattle area. So everyone's going to be pretty much in bed. Don't know about the UK, but what is it? 3:30, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably about 11:30 a.m. So again, there won't be anybody on. This is the thing. As you all know, I've got some TV work going out in the new year with a Hollywood production company about myself, Becky, our cases, what we've achieved, people who work with us, witnesses, etc., etc., etc. Scientific, repeatable data. There will be no doubt. Becky is real when this show or two shows or whatever airs. It's going out on a huge platform. It's a huge production company. I've mentioned this before very briefly. I can't go into details because I'm not allowed to until a few weeks before it actually airs. Then I can jump into details. But this is the thing. People of the whole wide world, planet Earth, how much longer are you going to carry on denying the acceptance of Becky and the guys, spirit people, and the afterlife? It's getting silly. It's getting really silly now. Nothing has changed in the last 100 years of paranormal research. But you know what? It can now. Myself and Becky are the exception to the rule. Testable, repeatable evidence. So here's the thing. This is an official challenge to any scientists out there in this whole wide world. There's got to be one or two that want to check out, investigate, study, myself, Becky, what we've achieved thus far, questions we can answer, questions people have been asking for the last 100 years about the afterlife, spirity people. Do you know, we just need somebody to get in touch. I mean, I'm in America now. There must be scientific, investigative organizations interested in the afterlife that want to get in contact to see what me and Becky can bring to the table. Before I shed my mortal coil, we are going to make a difference. Whether people like it or whether they don't, that is what's going to happen. We are going to goddamn open this Pandora's box. We're not going to make ripples. We want to make waves. These guys are real. Proven. 100%. Becky is real. I'm sure it's how real. The information she's provided is real, which has led to lots of discoveries, which are real, which have been documented, which is real, by Steve Mara, who is real, parapsychologist, a guy who was a skeptic, especially when me and Becky were concerned before we started working together. Now I have the utmost respect for Steve and his colleague because they tell it as it is. We are friends, that is totally true. But you know what? He doesn't sit in the friend's corner. If there's anything hokey, as Steve would say, or iffy, he'll put it out publicly. This is why I work with Steve. The time is now, guys. It's time for change. We can do that. I have a very hard-earned reputation over many years, stepping outside the realms of, without being disrespectful, what I consider to be public paranormal. I can answer a lot of questions, and we have a lot of knowledge about the afterlife. Myself and Becky, we can answer questions you guys have been asking for 100 years. I'm not being funny, but one day I'm going to shed my mortal coil. And if you guys don't progress now, this is your opportunity. You're going to be back to square one. In another 200 years, people are going to be asking the same questions, doing the same thing. This is the opportunity for the world to listen and learn. If I'm a fantasist, it'll be debunked very, very quickly. Don Fritz will be no more. I'm good with that. But those that have followed me for all these years will know that that is never going to happen, because that is not the case. Now is a time for change. There's no shortage of evidence where I'm concerned. Spirited people, repeatable, testable, scientific evidence. There is, however, a shortage of scientists. So in this whole wide world, if there might be a scientist that wants to seriously study the afterlife, study myself and Becky, what we can bring to the table, now is that time. Forget all the other crap you watched on YouTube. The fantasists, people making claims, unsubstantiated claims. These are not unsubstantiated claims. This is real. This is the scientific time for scientific evidence to be proven, verified, and where to go from there. Stop hiding. Just please stop hiding. Because you know what? Me and Becky are never going to shut up. We are a powerful force. Both of us. It's time. Guys, share this video to anywhere. I mean, I'm in America now. There must be a lot of paranormal, scientific, investigative institutions that want to study, get answers, debunk. Hey, I hope you're trying to debunk me and Becky. Good luck with that one. We are the exception to that rule. You need to understand that. This is not fantasism. This is not conjecture. This is not wishful thinking. This is scientific fact. And now is the time to bring this to the table. Otherwise, nothing's ever going to change. One day when I shed my mortal coil, your chance is gone. You're back to square one. So everything will be as it is now for the next 100, 200, 300 years. I know we got mediums. Do you know what? I'm just saying. They're all claiming to be in contact with the afterlife. If that is the case, why have we so many unanswered questions? We should have a full encyclopedia of answers by now. If everybody that claims to be in communication with people in the afterlife, not what's your name, how did you die, blah, 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 blah. Do you know what? That's not important. That's crap. Information is important. Knowledge is power. We have the information, the knowledge, and the power. Like I said, if everyone who claims to be in contact with spiritual people in the afterlife is actually in contact, why is it we have so many unanswered questions and nobody's bringing anything to the table? Nothing. Absolutely nothing to the table in the last 100 years. Now's the time. Now's the opportunity. And Skinwalker Ranch. They have so much tech, so many cameras, this, that, monitoring devices. And yet, do you know what? Myself and Becky in 24, 72 hours can uncover a whole lot and answer a lot of questions about the Skinwalker Ranch. We really could. So, if anybody knows anybody who's in connection with people that own the Skinwalker Ranch, we would invite an invitation to come down and show you what we can do, me and Becky, what we can bring to the table and answer a lot of questions that you may have. Because at the minute, without being disrespectful, you don't know anything about anything. You've got a lot of evidence of things happening, but you've got no answers. Despite the people that you brought in, the tech you brought in, you've got no answers. None whatsoever. And that's where me and Becky can be very useful in providing answers. So, like I said, guys, oh, hang on a second, I've got a comment here. There's somebody online on this unscheduled supernatural files. Oh, seriously? What's all this? Kevin, oh, good morning. Kevin, this is not even scheduled. I just thought, you know what, I've got one on me tonight. It's time for change. I'm going to do a little video. I know your channel gets shadow banned from YouTube. What is shadow banned? Greg, what is shadow banned? Mandy, now I woke up and so did my 4-year-old granddaughter. I will try and stay here. Hi, Mandy. Yo, this wasn't even scheduled. I just dropped on, didn't expect to see anybody whatsoever. I just wanted to make a couple of points. Good morning, Don. Sat here working and noticed you went live. Can't ping due to working, but sure as hell can listen. Okay. Mandy, don't know how deep in my heart you're real. I don't know how I feel like this, but me, you are a mentor to me. Okay, sweetheart. Trevor, hi, Trev. Just for a laugh, ask Becky my mum's name. She passed. No disrespect. Means she and I have the touch. Okay. Hi, Ian Bennett. Trevor, hello, Trevor again. I believe I've seen. That's what got me here. Okay. Yep, Trevor. Okay, guys. So we have an audience. This in the US now is like 4:45 in the morning. I popped on to just have a thing because you know it is frustrating, guys. And like I said, you know, it is goddamn time. Science now took notice of Don and Becky because we are the exception to the rule. We can provide answers, like I said earlier, in case you missed it, to questions that have been going bounding around for the last 100 years. Nobody's brought anything new to the table in that time. And like I also said, if so many people who claim to be in communication with the spirits in the afterlife, that being the case, how come we've got so many questions unanswered all this time later? Just saying. Wow, do you know what? I'm kind of blown away, little guys, because I didn't expect to get all these people on at this time. No, I didn't expect to see anybody. I guess, especially in the UK. I guess some of you guys are as crazy as I am. I'm looking for a lighter right now. So, anyway, in the meantime, guys, what are you been up to? How are you? How's it going? And I'm looking for a lighter, so you have to bear with me because I'm really winging it right now. But in all seriousness, you know, do we want the paranormal to just carry on as it has been for all these years? Just conjecture and woo-woo and Scooby-Doo? Or are we going to stop treating it? Or scientists need to stop treating it seriously? Like I said, when me and Becky are concerned, there's no shortage of testable, repeatable scientific data in an controlled environment. There is, however, a shortage of scientists in this whole wide world. I keep putting this challenge out and nothing happens because you know what? People are scared and people just want to hide. People don't want to address that they can't explain. Scientists do not want to confirm something's real and have no alternative explanation when there isn't one. You know. Wow. Me and Becky now, we've been together for nearly 11 years. That's unprecedented. In that time, I've gained a lot of knowledge. And have you any idea how much knowledge I've actually got? This is a one-on-one with Becky. And yet, you would think people would be knocking my door down for knowledge, for answers. No. People might want to think I'm a fantasist. That's fine. Do you know what? What I would say is step in the ring, put me to the test. That's all I'm saying. Test me. Test me and Becky. Because you know what? We are totally up for it, under controlled conditions. What else do you want? What else have you been asking for? Here it is. But this is the problem. My only condition is I get to film stuff as well. Maybe that's why nobody's come close. Because then, all of a sudden, it's too real. Then we're stepping on people's toes in religious circles and belief structures and all this other bullshit. But you know what? Now it's time. And unfortunately for some, I'm not the quietest of people when I get a bee in my bonnet. And I have got a bee in my bonnet, guys. Because this year is going to be the year we are going to start making waves. Like I said earlier, I'm working with a Hollywood production company. We've got some stuff going out all over America and the UK about Don and Becky. And this production company, do you know what? They need evidence. They need facts. They don't do the reconstruction thing. They don't do the open to conjecture. They don't do the wishful thinking. They deal in facts. They are so strict. And that is one reason why I've agreed to do this. Because this will raise some eyebrows. Hopefully open a few doors, different directions. Because like I said, one day when I shed this mortal coil, then what have we got? Back to square one for another 100, 200 years? More Scooby-Doo? It's paranormal, it's that, people, you know. So, just saying, guys. Right, I still haven't found my lighter. So, bear with me. Like I said, you know, I'm not going to make any apologies tonight because this was totally unscheduled. This was a little 12-minute thing I was going to do, which is now turning into something a little bit bigger. Because, there we go. I have people joining me, which has totally blown me away. Anyway, people, before I go, hold on. Sorry about this noise. Rumble, 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 bang, bang, bang. Okay, so people, before I go, have you any questions? And thank you for joining me at this unprecedented hour, this craziness that's going on tonight. Any more updates on the Lysons? No, there isn't, because I've not tried to contact them directly. But, okay, what do you think of Ed and Lorraine Trevor Warren? Okay, I'm going to offend a few people now. I think they believed sincerely in what they did, the results they attained, and what they were dealing with. I'm not, based on my knowledge, my research, my interaction with the guys, I'm not that convinced. Not on all levels. And also, you know what, to do what I do, if I had a religious belief structure, that would impede the reality of what I'm trying to do and what I'm dealing with. Okay. I don't do belief structures. I deal in solid facts. Provable, repeatable facts. You know that. When you want to start talking about everything's a demon, and you act accordingly when everything's not actually a demon, and then you've got to question what actually is a demon. I mean, demon, daemon, the original connotation of a demon was an angelic being. If you don't want to believe me, you know what? Check it out, Google it. Go right back to what a demon actually represented right at the beginning, before Christianity, etc., got hold of it and turned it into something else. The original connotation of a demon was an angelic being, a protector. Good. That's what a demon was. It is so easy to label something you don't understand as bad because you do not understand it. The most evil things I've ever come. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, a lot of years, and you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to lie. There is some bad stuff out there, and I've dealt with it, as you're aware of. And not everything's gone public for well, obviously specific reasons. But I wouldn't term anything a demon. As I said before, I deal with good and I deal with bad. Demon, I can't use that label because of what a demon originally represented. And I always go back to the original representation of something in that whole context. I don't do the modern 21st century thing where we relabel something to fit an agenda, a religion, etc., etc., etc. I mean, at the end of the day, what is a demon, guys? Can anybody answer that? What actually is a demon? Something bad? Now, you get investigators go out and they get a reply on their EVP. And they'll say, I'm a demon. Oh my God, it's a goddamn demon. Do you know what? 99.9% of the time, it's nothing like that. It's to do with cause and effect. These are just scrap the demon thing. Imagine these just people, and some of them want some fun, and it's cause and effect. And the maximum effect they can get is say, hey, I'm a demon. And without mentioning any names, when a person buys a house and says, it was so full of demons and so infested with demons, I burnt it down. Seriously, what do you think that's going to do? What, you think you're going to burn the demons? Just no. You know what? It's just ugh. I get so frustrated sometimes because it's stuff like this that damages the whole field. Right, let me have a quick look down here. Lysosomes, I will dig into the Lysosomes at a later date. For anyone that does not aware the Lysosomes are, I was on a case many, many years ago at the Old Black Line in Northampton. That's when I actually first encountered them. And I felt an energy. And I said, who's that? And they went, Lysosomes. Didn't think anything more of it. I thought, that's a weird name. And I actually got back, this is at the time I lived in the UK, and I was Googling Lysosomes, Lytians, etc. as a surname. Northampton area, going back years and years and years, didn't come across anything at all. And it must have been 6 months later. I was sitting in my workshop, and the conditions were terrible. It was raining. It was just the weather affects things greatly. Okay. Well, suddenly this voice comes out, and it said, "We are the Lysosomes," and it was strong as that. We are the Lysosomes. And at the time, I could hardly hear Becky and the guys because the conditions were bad, but it didn't seem to affect them. And I said, Lysosomes, Lytians? Who's that? And Becky went, they see and hear everything. Okay, this is different. And then I put the recorder on again. I said, who are the Lysosomes, Becky? And then they came on and went, we see and hear everything. Wow. What is it, like the Watchers kind of thing? Who are these Lysosomes? Anyway, this is the thing. The Lysosomes would appear to be aliens. Period. They are aliens. And then it was, a few weeks ago on the Supernatural Files. I put the recording out there. Don't know if you've seen it, guys. Becky, this Lysosomes, we were talking about portals at the time. And the Lysosomes spoke. And I thought, hang on a second. Well, let's just connect the dots here, because the Lysosomes are aware of portals. Okay. Becky is aware of the Lysosomes, and they are aware of Becky. Let's just join the dots. I want to ask Becky exactly who are the Lysosomes? What are the Lysosomes? That's when she said, they are alien spirits. They are the spirits of aliens. Such an obvious answer that I didn't even just think about it. But you know what? It makes sense for them to know Becky, her to know her, them to know about the portals and what was going on in our house at the time. It makes perfect sense. They are alien spirits. And why wouldn't they be? They are living beings. So if they're living, intelligent beings, organic, then why wouldn't they be spiritual as well? So the Lysosomes are alien spirits. And I did actually say, why are you called the Lysosomes? This was years ago. And they went, we are surrounded by light. Okay, that makes sense. So what turned out, what I thought was some kind of weird family name, turned out all this time later to be actually the spirits of aliens, which is really interesting because, first of all, this is via Becky, who's never wrong about anything, does not bullshit, does not tell lies, and it's been proven time and time again to be factually correct. That's a confirmation that intelligent, organic aliens exist somewhere. When they pass over like we do, they go into spirit realms. How fantastic is that? Incredible. Right, let me just jump into the comments. This is just blowing my mind right now because this is not even supposed to be a show or anything. Right, hang on a second. What do you think of Ed and Lorraine Warren? Okay, yeah, I've done that. Right, getting back on that, there is one clip. You will see this. It's a very common clip of Ed and Lorraine Warren. And you know, if people want to subscribe because I'm about to diss them, that's absolutely fine. But you know what? This is the Supernatural Files. I tell the truth. And I'm a video editor and a filmmaker, so I know all the tech. It was a clip which is on YouTube where he's on commanding this demon spirit to leave. There's a child sitting at the table. The chair moves with the child in it, and the table moves and everything. Problem being is, in them days it was Betamax tape. When in them days you pressed pause and then record, there would be a frame jump. That's what it used to do. That's what it does because it's recording. The head stopped the tape, and when every time it starts again, there's a slight one of them. And what I didn't notice during that clip is if you're looking down the side of the fridge freezer, there would appear to be a cut where it goes, which would suggest to me, with the tech at that time, that was, don't like to use the word fake, but let's just say it's not as it appears to be to the public viewer. You'll find that clip. You'll see it. Look down the side of the fridge freezer. You'll see a perfect line. There's definitely a pause, record, and pause cut where it goes. The fridge freezer does that. You know, I know my shit. I'm just saying. Okay, right. What we got here? Mandy, can you do healing from where you are to the UK, Don? Do you know what, Mandy? I've never tried that. You know, I do the physical thing with energy via Becky and the guys, but I've never actually tried that. I don't even know if that's possible. You know, I do not know. Life is awesome every day. They won't come forward because they have their heads in the sand. Yeah. Life is awesome every day. That's actually a good name. And because you know what? Life is awesome every day. And it needs to be. Because you know what? You got me on one now. We assume we have a week, a month, years left. I mean, I'm 57 in April. And we assume at 70, 80 or whatever. But you know what? Life can be cruel. In reality, there is no God's will, period. There's no differentiation between people. You can get up in the morning. I've said this before. It's a normal day. The hospitals are full of people that thought it was going to be a normal day, and so the cemeteries. This could be your last day. Tomorrow could be your last day. Next week could be your last week. Next month could be your last month. Next year could be your last year. Or you could live for another 20, 30 years. Life is cruel, unpredictable, and it doesn't do anybody any favours. There is no favouritism. There is no God's will in that. It's, you know what? It's the roll of the dice. So, yeah, I tend to take everything positive I can out of every day, even if it's got negative stuff going on. Take the positive, because you never know which day is going to be your last. As I said before, guys, just be the best person you can be. You can't go far wrong. Right. Trevor, did you notice vape that appeared and was recorded in your last live video? Trevor, I did. But me being an honest guy, and this being the Supernatural Files, I think I may have debunked that. Let me show you how. Oh, I've got one in there already. I wasn't aware of that. Okay. I think it was one of them. And has that gone out? Is that smoking? God damn, it's gone out. Can you believe that? Ouch. That burnt. Let's try this again. There we go. That's looking good. I think it was this. Because that was up on there. I've not actually checked that, so you need to... Is that gone out again? You got to be shitting me. Oh my goodness me. What's going on? Hold on. These never go out like that normally. Okay, that's oops. I think it was this. You can see that, right? So I think that was on there. I think a little wisp came through past the camera. That's what I think that was. That's me being honest. You'd have to check and have a look. Just look at the box and see if anything comes out of it. All right, where are we now? It was noticed, yeah. Tracy, Essex. Hi, Tracy. What are your thoughts on the skull experiment? Okay, now, fantastic, actually. I knew Robin Foy, and there's a video on this channel where I was actually going to do some experiments and a documentary called Skull Experiment 2. And you know what? I had Robin's full endorsement on that. When I got to know Robin through his website, I contacted him. We spoke several times, asked him questions about Skull. We'd arranged for me to go to his villa in Spain, where I could actually handle the reports, put to him the questions from the skeptics and the cynics about the Skull experiment, etc., etc., etc. Then we had COVID hit in 2020, and unfortunately, Mr. Foy, that's next door neighbour coughing, Mr. Foy died, Robin died. So we never actually got to do that. But there is a video on this channel called Spirits Experiment or something like that, where I'd actually got a location and I was going to carry on Robin's work. And Robin actually said, Don, I'm absolutely blown away. He was a total advocate of Don, because he said what you can achieve with one person is absolutely mind-blowing. What we achieved as a group took us years to actually achieve to get to that point, but your level of communication with the spirits and what you can achieve is absolutely mind-blowing. So Robin was a total advocate, and because of that, he was happy for me to call this Skull Experiment 2. But unfortunately, like I said, we never got to that point of me actually visiting Robin and handling the reports, doing the documentary interview, which is a great shame. Goddamn COVID, it's cost a lot of people a lot of things. I don't know what Robin died of, But like I'm saying, because of the flight restrictions, this, that, and everything else, it never actually got done. And that was something I was really, really, really looking forward to. The skull experiment itself produced some absolutely wondrous things. I know personally one person that was there, who was the secretary at the time for the, let me get this right, Scott. Hold on, guys. Nick Kyle. It'll come to me. Anyway, absolutely fantastic guy. He was the president of the Scottish Society of Paranormal Research, something. He was actually there. Nick's not a fool. So, the claims made during the skull, the photos that were taken, etc., the report, while it may have been embellished by some people that were there, the actual evidence itself was fantastic. Fantastic. And like I said before, when it comes to belief, I've got a lot of wind tonight. Excuse me, guys. Anything is possible within the realms of the paranormal, as we term it. Okay, let's jump into the comments. This is really not supposed to happen tonight, guys. Welcome aboard, though. Fantastic. Skull experiment, yeah. Right. Oh, guys, put some proper names on there. How am I supposed to pronounce that? MM0BQA. More so to do with the ability of spirit to force images on undeveloped, unopened camera film. Yes, anything is possible. Trevor, okay, cheers, lol. Yeah, okay. What's that? Panoptes? I don't know. Hi, Don. Hope you're well. Do you think there is some truth to using shortwave radio frequencies to hold conversation with the spirit realm? Yes and no. One guy, and it's not fine-tuned yet, Entity Voices, Tony Rathman and his wife Cherie, they're getting something on their, well, say radio. Now, this is the thing about their stuff. It's not a receive, so it doesn't receive incoming radio signals at all. It's just a white noise generator, but within that white noise, with the filters, they seem to be getting some stuff coming through. Now, do you know what? I'm open-minded, but also, as you'll appreciate, I'm a skeptic to other people's claims. And like I said before, skepticism is an integral part of your toolkit. If you can't be a skeptic, you're not doing your job very well. And I can think of a few people that are not doing their job very well with TV shows. Just saying. Not going to mention any names, but you'll know who they are. Now, the one thing about this is Tony one night said, Becky, now Becky only speaks to me. He said, Becky, blah, 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 can you say Becky? It's Becky. And he sent me the clip. It's Becky. It's Becky. That was there. I heard it absolutely clear. I was blown away because Becky only talks to me, speaks to me, answers me. So I said to Becky, why did you respond there? Because that's like unusual. And it was Becky's way of validating to Tony and Cherie that me and Becky are a real thing and Becky's real. It was a validation to them that she is real. That's why she actually did that, which I thought was fascinating. Okay. Guys, I don't know what's going on tonight. I'm just making shit up as well. You are problem, the person who has pronounced it right first time. Panapitzes or something. Mike M from Facebook. Okay, pal. Okay. So, guys, anyway, we're getting into very shortly into the warmer spring and summer nights, mild nights and everything, that means we can do some Becky stuff. It has been the worst time of the year from November to March kind of thing. It's the worst time for communications. It's absolutely terrible. And I miss Becky. She's around me all the time. I do feel it because I get that Becky buzz, which is brilliant. Today, something happened with Patch, which I'm not going to mention, and I got a buzz off Becky. I went into the back room, put the recorder on. I said, "Yes, Becky." She went, "I'm very happy." Fantastic. Also, we have a guy in there. I don't know if you guys have been following the past things where we've been having flashing lights in the ceiling and all sorts of shit going on. There's a supernatural files thing in it about portals or something. It's all on there. Last night, I actually asked Mr. P, as we call him, P for poltergeist. I've still not got his full name. He did give it once, but I can't remember what it was now. Vocally, he's absolutely brilliant. I'm going to start putting some of this out soon. And I said to him last night, literally with Paddy there, I said, "Okay, Mr. P, so how many guys are actually here at any one time?" And he went, 11. That was in the lounge. So we've got about 11 spirity people in our lounge at any one time. Don't know when he's in here, don't know when he's here when it's maximum, but years ago in my workshop, I said, "Becky, how many spirity guys are here?" Because it was really strong. And it was something like 147. I was like, "You got to be shitting me." You got to understand that guys pass through places. You get the residents that want to be here all the time with you for obvious reasons. And you get them that are passing through. 147 is my maximum count at one time. But at the moment, we've got about 11 with us. And apparently a lot of them are women, which is absolutely fine. Mr. P's fantastic. Apart from he threw that thing across the room that time. I said, "Was it you?" He went, "Of course it was." Okay, that's absolutely fine. I have no problem. You know what? I always say to these guys, be yourself, do whatever you want. We don't care. Just be yourself. Just quick jump in the comment. I've got to go soon, guys, because you know what? This was not planned. It's totally unscheduled. It's now 4:10 in the morning, and I'm sure Mrs. Phillips will be wanting to go to bed soon. Have you seen anyone possessed? Right, Trevor, have you seen anyone possessed like in The Exorcist? Take away the religious side. Is it possible? Oh, Trevor. Trevor. That's a question. I ever tell you an exorcism with... Okay, so... is it possible? Trevor, is it possible for a spirit to inhabit a person's body, to enhance their abilities and allow them to do wondrous things? Yes. Rare as rocking horse shit, but yes. So therefore, we have to ask the question. Possession is it's got connotations. Okay, possession's always seen as a bad thing, isn't it? Possession. But this is the question, Trevor. Why should possession always be a bad thing? Forget Hollywood, forget the movies, forget religion, connotations, belief structures. Is it possible for a spirit to enter a person? Think about this. What the hell do you think happens when a child is before a child's born, when it's developing? It's an organic matter before it attains a spirit. Therefore, it is effectively a spirit possession. The spirit is possessing that body. Okay, and then we're looking at reincarnation. So what we're saying then is a prior spirit with prior earthly and ethereal experience is possessing a organic organism, little fetus, etc., etc. So that in itself we're all a possession. We are all the result of it, including you, Trevor. Okay. So, is it possible for a spirit to enter or share a person's body? Yes, absolutely. Is it possible for them, therefore, under certain circumstances, which I'm not going to go into, to enhance their abilities and let them do wondrous things that they wouldn't normally be able to do as a human? Absolutely. This is another question. We've all heard, let's just highlight the Catholicism church, the possessions and the stories and people levitating and windows blowing out. Forget paranormal witness. I'll go into that in a minute. This is the thing. This is the question. If everything was as it's deemed to be in the reports from the Catholic Church, let's just put this 50-50 right now. Okay. Why have they never released anything evidential on that subject? And in all these years, anything, not one single 0.1% of any proof that happened during the exorcism. We've seen the movies, we've seen the reports, we've heard testimonials from exorcists. I'm not being disrespectful, I'm just saying. And you know what, if it's to do with, oh, well, we can't allow to show the client the person that's possessed, that's absolutely fine, because you know what? Technology is a wonderful thing. We don't need to give names. We can blur out faces. We can do this, we can do that, because you know what? If you put one single sample of this stuff that goes on during the exorcisms, windows blowing out, people levitating, etc., what do you think would happen? Remember the original film, The Exorcist? When that went out, all the churches were full of people. Oh my God. Oh, it freaked them out. Big star. You can Google that. The effect it had on the congregational attendance after that movie went out. So if the Catholic Church actually put 0.1% footage out, just a clip of what they're claiming to have happened, what do you think is going to happen there? Do you know what? Their congregations are going to be full. And do you know what? They need that now because the congregations are decreasing at a rapid rate. In America, there is 57% less people now claiming to be of a religious group or Catholic or Christian than 10 years ago. That's a big drop. That's dramatic. So if you just put one little clip out of this exorcism taking place and people not people going, we've seen that shit all the time. Somebody levitating, windows blowing out, this, that, and everything else happening. All the churches would be full. Everybody would be Catholic. So the question beckons, why have they never released one single piece of evidence to support their claims? I've had to support every goddamn thing I've done throughout all these years. Just saying. I'm not being disrespectful. That is a legitimate question. Why have they never released one single thing? Apart from on the TV, we see people going, that doesn't mean anything. Physical transformations and things happening that should not be physically, scientifically possible, people levitating, etc. Just that one thing. So, I would welcome the chance to actually interview an exorcist, but it's about the truth, and to do that, you got to dig deep, and you got to take people outside the comfort zone, and you got to ask questions which they may not want to answer. So that's a legitimate question. Why they never actually put anything out? Right, there was one guy whose name I'm not going to mention. He thought he was possessed. So I spoke to Lionel Fanthorpe, absolutely fantastic guy. I mean, unfortunately now he's now deceased, but me and Lionel knew each other pretty well. He was a fantastic guy. So I took this guy, and Lionel did an exorcism on this guy, and I was there. And the guy felt fantastic after. Was he possessed? Was it wishful thinking? Was it psychological? I don't know. The whole affair was pretty okay. Nothing amazing transpired. It was a case of Lionel did his thing, and the guy felt better afterwards. But you know what? Mental mental welfare is a very delicate and it's a very delicate thing, isn't it? So, yeah, I attended an exorcism with Lionel. Okay. Trevor, I've seen that. Okay. Life is awesome every day. My name is Michelle and I'm 56 in July and live in Australia. Welcome, Michelle. Australia's a place I will get to some point. Obviously, I want to do an investigation. That would be pretty good. Mandy, Madney Lee, chuck it. Would Becky speak to anyone else if you asked her to? No. Myself and Becky is a very personal thing. You have no idea of our connection, and you never will have. And I'm not going to go into detail, but no, she won't. Trevor, so true. It would get me at the altar, and I'm an Anglican. Well said. And do you know what, Trevor? It's true though. It is true. Just one little clip out of all these claims. So, short version is this. Do I think people can be possessed? Forget the word possessed because, it's got so many different... It hasn't even got a lot of connotations and angles. It's just a bad thing, isn't it? That's what we're led to believe is about possession. Hollywood and this and people head just all sorts. A body, a spiritual personality entering an organic being. Yes. At the stage of before birth. Yes. As an adult, later on in life, under certain circumstances for certain reasons, can you be possessed by a being? Let's not just think of like demonic. If it's possible, then it's just as possible and likely that you can be possessed by something negative as something positive. Nobody ever talks about that. It's always got to be negative because you know what? I guess that sells movies, that writes books, and it's the dark side that everyone's attracted to. But in my world, and you know what? I literally, guys, I live between two worlds. You have no idea. The information and my knowledge and everything gives me a totally perspective of life and death than anybody else. Yeah, it's totally possible. And yes, it does happen on extremely rare occasions because at the end of the day, a person has to be chosen by a spirit, which has to be endorsed by blah, blah, for a specific purpose. It's not a generic thing. It's like, oh, I'm a spirit, I'm going to possess this person today. And then we have to look at the two sides of it. Where possession is concerned, a person is taken over bodily and mentally, and it makes them do things. No. I'm not totally down with that because I've never seen any evidence of that whatsoever. I have experience of evidence of a spirit sharing a person's body, allowing the person to be in total control of their mindset, working together to do good things. I'll leave it there. But like I said, possession is not all about bad stuff. Take religion out of it, take Hollywood out of it. There we go. Okay, right. Trevor, so true. Oh, okay, we've done that one. Guys, I'm going to go soon because this was never planned anyway. I just literally dropped on to say now is the time that I am officially challenging scientific people. They want evidence, we've got evidence. They want it testable, repeatable, we've got that. They want it under control conditions, we've got that. Me and Becky can do all this, everything. And if we can't, Don Phillips will be gone within a month because it works. So I'm going to have this cigarette, guys, then I'm going to go. So any more questions, get them in. I can't believe we pulled a supernatural show off tonight. I just thought I'll pop on for 10 minutes, have a little pop at the scientists and stuff and say, hey guys, we're here. It's a game changer. Let's finish tit-arsing around. Come and see us. Let's get this shit on the table and everything. And then, you people started joining, which is amazing. Okay, so where are we at now? Trevor, great show, mate. Yeah, Trevor, it's not supposed to be a show. Do you know what? This is the truth. Me and Paddy watched a movie. I had a bottle of red wine. We've had a nice evening. And what time was that? That was about 2 a.m., 2:30. But I'd promised Becky that tonight the conditions have been rubbish. So I said, Becky, tonight we're gonna have a session of 1-to-1, and we're just gonna see how it plays out. Then I popped on here for like, which was going to be like 10 minutes. And I thought, then I'll speak to Becky afterwards. And also, you guys jumped on. And it kind of turned into the Supernatural Style show, which it was never meant to be honest. This was me just officially stepping in the ring with scientists somewhere in the world. And also the guys at Skinwalker Ranch. Like I said earlier, we can provide answers. They've got all this tech, all these people there, and they've got no more answers now than they had when they first started. Me and Becky can provide answers as to what's going on, why, where, etc., etc., etc. So I need someone at Skinwalker Ranch to get in contact and say, hey, Don, we've checked you out. We spoke to Steve Murray. We want you to come over for a couple of 3 days and just see what you can bring to the table. Because you know what? That would be mind-blowing for them. It really would. Because every single time I put my balls on the line when me and Becky are concerned, because I know if I ever fail, it's going to go out all over the place. Yo, Don and Becky, there's nothing, absolutely nothing. That's never going to happen. Because like I said before, we're the exception to the rule. We can do stuff other people can't. We can provide information, answers to questions. It's there. It's here. The truth is not out there. It is right here, right now. And you know what? At some point, I am going to write a goddamn book. It is going to be called Veritas, which is Latin for truth. It's going to be a black cover, and it's going to say Veritas in gold writing on it. I've had this visualized for the last 2-3 years. And we're going to put some stuff in there that, you know what, people can take it, do what they want with it, but it will be the truth. And, you know, it will take some people out of their comfort zones. Some people will be pissed off, but you know what, it will be the truth, because that's what we need. We need the truth. Right, okay, guys, I'm going very short. When I finish this cigarette, I'm going to go. What's this popped up on Facebook? Oh, John Paul Kane likes your video. Okay, fantastic. Okay. Impromptu live, Don, enjoyed it. Okay, my friend. Trevor, you know what mean, Don? Okay, Trevor, elaborate. So true, it would get me to the altar, and then Trevor, you put great show, mate. You know what I mean, Don. Okay. Trevor, you know what I mean, Don. I need to elaborate on that a little bit. I'm very shortly going to get into my wife at 4:25 a.m. Oh my goodness me. I'm just blown away. You guys all just dropped in without any advertising, no notification. It's just going to be a little 10-minute segment I was going to put on. It's turning into like over an hour show. Fantastic. Talk about winging it, huh? Okay, so where are we at right now? There's not been well, this is a show, but there wasn't a official show this weekend, because I'm fixing up my car and just respraying it and everything, and it's looking absolutely fantastic right now. I'm getting it logoed up. It's got a big Raven thing on the side and everything for Raven Media, Raven Film and Entertainment. So that's going to look fantastic, because that's my production company that I'm in the throes of setting up over here in the US. And on the 11th, is it 11th, 12th, 13th, I've got quite a big filming job to do in Long Beach for a holiday resort. And I guess that will be the launch of Raven Film and Entertainment. So it's all going on. Still fixing this place up. Got stuff going on with the Hollywood production company for the TV land all over America and the UK. We start shooting that right at the beginning of summer. Looking forward to that. That's going to be absolutely fantastic. That's going to raise a few eyebrows. And like I said before, hopefully it's going to lead to other little avenues and interest and things like that. And this production company is really strict. They deal in facts, not wishful thinking. And I've had to verify everything. And so the people that I've been involved with, they've had to as well. So they've been over interviewing in the UK. When was it? A couple of months ago. People that I've worked with, including Steve Murray. I've got a couple of days full shoot with them when they come over to Seattle. So they're putting that together. That'll be going out all over the place. I can't go into great detail now, but I'm not allowed to. But I think 3 or 4 weeks before it's due to air, then I can put it out. Okay. Right, guys, I'm going to go, I think. Right, what have we got here? Can I get a signed copy? Hang on a second. You know what I mean, Don? Can I get a signed... Hang on. Copy. Can the group get a signed copy? Trevor, what do you mean? A signed copy of what, my friend? Andy, I'm bloody enjoying this, Don. Trying to sort out a 4-year-old. I nearly left you in the... Hang on a second. I nearly left you in the fridge while making a drink. Whatever. I love you guys. You're fantastic. Okay. Right, guys, you've got 2 minutes to get any questions in. Then I'm going to go because, you know me, I will babble for the next 2 hours. You might be happy with that, but the wife might not be. And I've got a cat, Bella, who seems to think it's a fantastic idea to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That ain't going to happen because, no. You know, because is it Sunday now? I think it's Sunday, isn't it? Let me just have a check. I don't know where I am these days. It is Sunday at 4:29 a.m. here in Seattle. Oh, your book you're releasing. Okay, Trevor, yeah. I will get this book done sometime in the next 6, 12 or 18 months. It's something I've been wanting to do for about the last 5 years. Yes, you can, you know. I'm a nice guy. That's yeah. To Trevor, you know, blah, 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 blah. Don Phillips, fantastic. The other thing is, finishing off now, I did the Brookdale Lodge 5 years ago. There's not been any takers yet on that. So what I'm probably going to do is put that out on Amazon as a rental. That's the Brookdale Lodge documentary. Or put it on Film Hub, who distribute it worldwide. So 1 or 2 things are going to happen with that. That's for the American Supernatural Uncovered series, and also Tuttle Mansion Uncovered and the Oxford Saloon Uncovered, blah, 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 blah. Because you know what? I can't be asked to tit-toss around, guys. You know, these are incredible shows. Really, really good. And the filming is pretty good. You know. So, yeah. I would love to do. Can you imagine a TV show every week of a TV broadcast show, The Supernatural Files? Not me sitting here, but a studio with me, so let's say Steve Murray, and a skeptic, and we look at evidence submitted from all around the world, the best evidence, and we pick it apart to see how credible it is. We get people in on the studio who've had experiences, and we give them a polygraph test. And just, you know, the Supernatural Files could be an amazing show if it was actually produced professionally in a TV studio format. Wouldn't that be fantastic every week? Can you imagine that? People can phone in, write in, submit their stuff, and me and Steve analyze it and everything, you know. And then obviously the skeptic's got to have his 2 penneth worth. But well, that'd be fantastic. Anyway, guys, I'm going in a minute. I really am. Right. Okay. Tracy, hi Don. Joined you late to cooking a roast. Well, it's 4:30 a.m. in the morning here, so I can only imagine that you're in the UK. Trevor Night Group, yeah, okay. Wow, we've actually made a show out of absolutely nothing tonight. Do you know that, guys? I think you were fantastic. Thanks for your support. Thanks for dropping on tonight. I think I need to get the hell out of here because I do have a woman to look after as well, you know. All right. Anyway, Supernatural Files. The next one we're going to get. Now, I kind of touched on this on the last one. Keith Linder. Demons in Seattle uncovered. Okay, very broad outline. Somebody said, Don, do you believe there are demons there because of the title? The reason I call it Demons in Seattle Uncovered is because Zach Baggins, Ghost Adventures, called it Demons in Seattle and they didn't actually uncover anything. So that's where the title originally came from. The documentary on this channel, for anyone that's not seen it, just check it out. It's pretty damn good, to be fair. Never meant to be a documentary. Me and Steve just went over there with a consumer camera. What was it? A Sony. What was it? It was a Sony something anyway. No lighting, no professional sound or anything, and I just had to do what I did with the clips to put this documentary together. And it turned out pretty good, you know. Lots of good feedback from it. But there was questions asked to Keith Linder, questions I couldn't answer because we wasn't there at the time, you know, like the 666 on the wall. We wasn't there. I can't comment on that. I wasn't there. So the next Supernatural Files, this is about the truth. So Keith Linder, I will probably take him out of his comfort zone a little by the questions I'm going to ask him. Keith Linder in the hot seat on the Supernatural Files, which will be either on Friday or Saturday night. Like I said, check the documentary out. It's on this channel. Okay. Call in. You can ask him questions. The phone number's on the screen. It'll be a pretty damn good show because, you know, we need to dig deep Keith has an opportunity then to answer his detractors, and I've got an opportunity to ask Keith questions I've not asked him before. Now, me and Keith are good friends. He says I'm his brother from another mother, but you know what? That corner doesn't matter. Keith's a great guy. I'm a nice guy, but you cannot let friendship interfere with truth, and there is no favoritism when it comes to truth. That's what the Supernatural Files is all about. So I'll be putting Keith in the hot seat, asking him some pretty hard questions, which might take him out of his comfort zone. And also, you guys get to ask him your questions. How's that? Okay. Right. Let me see where we're going now. Last quick reading, then I'm out of here. Trevor says, night group. Life is awesome every day. Please don't realise the walk by the veil every day. Okay. Contact Brandon Fugel. Who's Brandon? Don't know who that is. Oh, he owns the ranch. Okay. Do you know what? At some point, I need someone that knows him to put me in contact with him. Mandy, what do you think of the SD Ranch, Don? Don't know, Mandy. Never heard of it. But you know what? I will check it out. Guys, this is Don Phillips. This is Supernatural Files. You have all been super awesomely amazing for joining me. Spur of the moment. Absolutely incredible. We got a show out of absolutely nothing, but we've made some good points, some good information, and you know what's coming up on the next show. Now, very, very, very quickly, I did say on the next show, there's a couple of things I need to address. One was, how do spirits speak when they haven't got a voice box is a common question. I can answer that. That's not a problem. I'm going to do that at a future show. And then the other one, the Antichrist. We've all heard about the Antichrist. Who or what is the Antichrist? What is the history behind the Antichrist? That's for another show. But that's quite an in-depth show, just them two topics alone. So that will be up in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I was going to do it on the next show, but I haven't had time to put everything together. So, you know, and in the meantime, I spoke to Keith. Keith wants to come on the show. So we're going to do that this maybe Friday night, coming Friday night. So, yeah. So please do call in, ask Keith your questions, and we'll go from there. Guys, I'm out of here. I really am out of here now. Good night, everybody. You are all super fantastic. Anybody that's new that's joined, goddamn subscribe to this channel because our work is important. And this is the most truthful channel you will find on YouTube. And we will answer questions and ask questions more than anybody else on YouTube. Right now, guys, Don Philip, Supernatural Files, absolutely fantastic. I'll see you at the weekend. Good night.